Certainly a good collaborative relationship should occur in the art, but there are other examples of collaborative partnerships and collaborative relationships. One of the best, and it's one that we've had in career technology, goodness, since our inception, is what we call an advisory committee. Now, this is an industry advisory group who actually come in and meet with career and technology programs to help evaluate the programs and assess the programs.
By law, all your career and technology education programs should be evaluated annually. The evaluations are available on the TEA website, on the Career and Technology Education website. However, we recommend that your local advisory committee help in that evaluation process. They're the ones that know exactly what we've talked about before, what they need to do and what needs to go on for the real world instruction, what skills those students need when they come out of high school. And those are the people that's going to be able to tell you that. There's no one better to tell you the skills that are needed, especially in the local area, than that business and industry representative. The members of our local advisory committee should be members of our local business and industry. They should be educators. I always like to put a school board member on there also, just to keep the board informed of what's going on in our career and technology education programs. Also, you need to have the different demographics. We need to have parents of students who are members of the special POPs. We just need to have a mix on our advisory committee that would mirror our population in our community.
I am very involved in all of the community meetings. Anytime business is having a meeting, I make sure that I attend those. We need to bridge from the school to the business world, and in doing that, they need to know what we're capable of giving them from the school to move into the community. Here in a small rural area, that's one of the things that we hear from businesses, that it's difficult for them to come to this area because they can't find workers. And our job in the school is to provide and train those workers to put them out into the community.
Our company, our president, has given me the free rein to attend as many meetings and work with the educational system as much as I want or I can. So that helps our local community have some influence and help support who's helped us to grow as a business.
We recommend that the advisory committee meet minimum twice a year. It would be better if you could set up regularly meetings. A lot of times it's hard to get business industry people to meet monthly. Bi-monthly might be good, quarterly might be even better, but a minimum of 2 times a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. The information from the evaluation should be looked at by your advisory committee and by your career and technology education staff. In this process, you should also be looking at your tax data. Look at your dropout rate. Look at your passing rate. If that data has to be looked at. And then when we get all the data, we break it down. We see what we're doing with this data, what our trends are, where our weaknesses, where our strengths are. This information should be presented to the school board, to the administration, and to the site-based decision-making team.
If a local career and technology program does not have an advisory committee, I would suggest a first step is to get your hands on the guidebook, the handbook for advisory committees, and then go about forming that industry-based advisory committee. There are some very, very simple rules for doing that. Basically, advisory committees meet twice a year. In the fall, we have our initial meeting where we might go over some data from the previous year. And then in the spring, this is really the important meeting, because this is when we bring in our advisory members, our business and industry community, parent, students. This is where they come in and actually evaluate the career and technology program. So meeting twice a year is not too overwhelming to a classroom teacher, but that critical feedback is going to be important to make sure that the teacher is really doing what they need to do in terms of business and industry skills, as well as working with our student population. So it's not too intimidating, but the very first step is going to be get your hands on the advisory booklet. IMS at Texas A&M has those available. Other curriculum centers, I'm sure, also have them. You can probably find a link from the TEA website if you want to find that handbook. Call your region education service center specialist. They'll know how to get their hands on those advisory committee handbooks. And also, you may want to get with your CTE specialist at your ESC and say, can you give us a training on how to form a collaborative relationship, a collaborative partnership? Can you tell us how to set up an advisory committee? And they may have staff development that they'll come out and provide for you, or technical assistance on setting that up.